それにしても不思議だ。
何ですか？
今の君に何の魅力も感じない。
Hello anime lovers, it's Nats from Aninats channel. I'm gonna bring you some cool anime scenes, compilation, and reviews from animes that I personally watched. So, let's get started. This time I'm gonna bring you a vampire anime. But no worries, although this vampire doesn't like human, he kindly protects a human girl that got into his territory. Our vampire named Stas, who in the demon world, he is the boss of his territory in hell. He's an otaku obsessed with human culture, but most specifically Japanese culture such as manga and anime. One time one of his men, Deku, tells him that a young woman, named Fuyumi, has wandered into the demon world into Spaz's territory. Instead of killing her, Stas eagerly has Fuyumi brought to his room. He instantly feels attracted to her, not only the romantic liking of her, but also vampiric instinct to suck her blood. While this is happening, a man is gathering a crowd advertising his business to sell large plant-like creatures. Deku tells out the man that he needs to have permission to do business in Stas' territory, however the plant seller's true intentions are to battle Stas for the control of his territory. Stas is alerted of this by Deku, and soon he goes down and easily defeats the plant seller. However, while as it happened, one of the murderer's plants came up to Stas' room where Fuyumi was, then eat and killed her. When Deku and Stas return to find Fuyumi in her ghost state, Stas has no longer feels attraction to Fuyumi. He then vows to bring her back to life, even though he doesn't yet know how to go about this. Fuyumi then remembers how she arrived in the demon world, through a portal between the human world and the demon world called the Black Curtain. The appearance of this black curtain is very strange, because it is supposed to have closed once its owner has successfully traveled through it. Stas then decides he wishes to go to the human world along with Fuyumi. Deku then introduced Stas to Yoshida, who wants to join Stas' gang. Yoshida's skill is that he can transform his appearance into whoever he wants. When Stas and the others get into a predicament about how Stas will remain the territory boss if he travels with Fuyumi, they realize Yoshida is able to take that Stas' place. With this, it seems that the preparations for traveling into the human world are complete. Fuyumi and Stas go to check out what Fuyumi says she traveled through, the Black Curtain. After passing through the curtain, they are transported into Fuyumi's room in the human world. Soon after, Stas decides he wants to leave, and on the way out of her house the two run into Fuyumi's father, Yanagi. Yanagi immediately questions where Fuyumi had gone missing, and why she returned with a boy of all things. To avoid further confusion, Stas sprays Yanagi with his saliva, which has his vampiric magic inside. By doing this, he is able to control the person without actually biting them. Because of this, Yanagi quickly dismissed, and welcomes them both home. Afterwards, Fuyumi and Stas arrived at Fuyumi High School. After a little time there, Fuyumi begins to realize her situation as a ghost. When she speaks to her friends, their memories begin to clash, and soon she's noticed less and less. As the weight of the situation begins to affect her, Stas returns to her and points out that she's starting to disappear in this world. Her legs and arms begin to fade, and she is literally disappearing. In order to keep her safe, Stas allows Fuyumi to take some of his magic by having her drink a drop of his blood. Stas then vows to always keep her safe. Soon afterwards, Stas decides it's time to return to the demon world so that he regained enough energy later to travel again. Once they return to Fuyumi's room, they meet with Hydra Belle, a treasure hunter and sorceress of spatial magic. She introduces herself and explains that she knows that Mimic Yoshida is replacing Stas in the demon world, since she is able to see in any part of space as long as a frame is created to look through. Belle tells the two that she's the owner of the Black Curtain, and that she's trying to figure out the mystery of how she left her curtain open, even after if she put it away properly. Belle then describes Fuyumi and Stas must pay a fine for using her curtain, and she decide to total of 60 million yen. Stas refused and Belle punished him by transporting him into a random street in the human world. Belle then kidnapped Fuyumi and threatened Stas to retrieve a certain item for her. Stas then go down to the store and meets the store owner. Because Belle only told him he would know the item when he gets there, Stas asks the owner and is quickly led to a special room. Stas surprised the price item is a pair of ogre undies, and he must battle the store owner in order to get them. In the meantime, Belle is explaining to Fuyumi that the curtain she put up is no longer hers, and it was stolen from her by someone very powerful. Because of this, she is not able to put the curtain away, and is instead looking for the person who did it. This is why she made Stas fight the store owner to see just how powerful he is. In fact, Stas has quickly and easily defeat the store owner, and shows Belle that he is very strong. Afterward, Belle tells Stas that she does know something that may help Fuyumi return to life. She mentions the Book of Human Resurrection, and says that it is in Wolf territory, an old enemy and friend of Stas. The three of them decide to go and retrieve it. Because they don't want it to look like the start of a territory battle between Stas and Wolf, they decide to call upon the Chicken Brothers, the fastest transportation in the demon world. The group then goes to Wolf territory and run head-on into Wolf and his two companions. Wolf Company, who soon see the carriage approaching, also realize they are on a collision course, but he uses his brute strength to slice the carriage in half. After quick introductions from the two longtime friends, Stas learns that Wolf does not have the book. Instead, he asks Wolf to help his search using his influence over the territory. But to do this, Stas will have to win a competition between him and Wolf. After hearing this, Fuyumi is worried about the outcome, as if she was the decided prize if Stas loses. However, Stas explains that the competition will be a bowling match. With his magic that can affect things at distance, he will be able to control the ball to his liking. They then go to begin the match with Wolf, and realize that Stas misheard and the competition is actually boxing. Because the full physical match, Wolf is at a clear advantage. The match soon begins, and Stas is quickly showing signs of losing. After a few minutes beating up Stas, something happens to Wolf that causes him to become fatigued. Earlier in the match, Stas have grabbed onto Wolf and used this chance to bite Wolf and leave his tooth piercing to his skin, so he can suck his energy. In that way, Stas won, and now Wolf will help them in the journey to return Fuyumi back to life human. If you interested in this anime, you can watch the full story as there will be much fun in it. That's all for this video, see you in my next one.